Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm actually going to be decorating for Halloween. And to prepare for Halloween, I decided to just kind of go with a little bit of a cute Halloween shirt. This little ghost with a pumpkin spice latte. And I got my little ghost earrings in. So I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to do a few different Halloween videos. I'm going to do probably 2 videos to decorate the whole inside of my house, and then I will probably do a whole separate video for decorating my front yard for Halloween. I do kind of a whole cemetery scene out there, so if that's something you're into, I'll probably be recording that this weekend and get that out next week. But I wanted to go ahead and start off by showing you kind of all of the interior Halloween decor that I'm working with, and then tell you about like one of the main areas that I'm going to probably focus on in the first video. Decorating, and I'm actually going to start here in the living room. I have this whole idea for kind of a witch apothecary, kind of like a spooky witch cottage, or like I used to call it like a bayou witch because it's kind of like moss, and I'll kind of just show you what my concept is for this. I got the whole idea when I had seen an ad for At Home. They had this collection called Grim Garden. This is actually one of the items from the Grim Garden collection. It's this moss garland. And when I had seen one of their ads, I thought that would be an interesting idea to do something kind of like mossy, woodsy, kind of with like witch potion bottles and stuff like that. So my whole idea is I want to create kind of like a witch apothecary on my TV stand. And then if I have extra decor from that, I'm going to carry that over into my dining room on my dining room table. Because I do have an open concept and my dining room is right over there. And this is basically my TV stand right here. So I just wanted to show you some of the items that I'm thinking about using to create this concept. So let me go ahead and show you guys. So first, I had picked up a couple of these garlands. They're all getting stuck together. But I picked up these from At Home. They were $9.99. These are just in their regular decor collection. It's not anything for Halloween, but I just thought that this would really be perfect for kind of that woodsy, kind of overgrown look that I'm going for. So I picked up 2 of those. And then I also grabbed this moss garland, which looks really cool. I actually contemplated putting some real moss in there because I do live in Florida, and I mean, there's moss in all the oak trees outside. The only thing I don't like about bringing moss in from outdoors is because there are a lot of bugs and critters in it. So I might just stick with the indoor stuff unless I buy it like at Michael's or something, or Amazon. So let me go ahead and turn around and show you. I kind of laid out everything I think I want for this area. So we've got this really cool guy with the moss and mushrooms on him. This again was from At Home. I forget how much this guy was. $19.99. And then I got this from Pop Shelf, and that was $8. And so that's just a little raven or crow on top of a skull. I'm kind of going with a skull and apothecary bottles and spell books, things like that for this area. So again, another skull that I picked up at Pop Shelf, and these are resin right here. And then this is a ceramic one. I've had these in the past. They were from Home Goods originally. These are the flickering LED tapers. And then I just have some of this other decor right here. These little candles that flicker that are LED candles. These little mini LED candles right here. I got that guy. I think he was from Walmart a few years ago. This came from At Home this year, the poison bottle. I grabbed a couple random, just normal bottles from At Home because I thought that these would continue with that witch apothecary look without having to say anything on them. I do want to find like a cork or, I don't know, wine stopper or something to put in these just to make it kind of look like the other bottles. And then I've got this snake oil. I got this stack of books, bone powder, spider veins. These were from Pop Shelf this year. And then this one, I think I got it at home. And then just more of these candelabras. I know these two big ones came from Amazon last year, so I used them for a vampire theme. I kind of did a Dracula themed house for Halloween last year, and those worked out well. And then I grabbed these at home. It was a set of flickering black candles. So this is all the stuff that I feel like I'm going to use to decorate, like I said, the TV stand and also my dining room table. So without further ado, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So first here you see me going in with the moss garland I got from At Home. I want to use that as my base for the whole TV stand. Then on top of that base, you're gonna see me go in with, this was the other fern garland that I got from At Home. So that's gonna be kind of my second layer that I'm going to go in with to make it a little bit fuller. I had actually decided to add a couple of the big skulls and the bigger pieces in before I went in with that fern garland, just to kind of figure out how I was going to weave that fern garland around everything. When I was watching this back and editing, I had the idea originally that I wanted to put a ambiance on the TV, and I thought it would be really cute to have kind of a Halloween theme on there. But it's funny now watching it back and realizing all the ads that you guys are gonna see in the background, so hopefully that's not distracting. I was just literally so focused on the TV stand that I didn't even notice this till I watched it back. Yeah, so after I added the bigger pieces in, I'm just kind of going in with some of the taller pillar candles and adding those in. I just want to make sure that I'm getting a variety of different objects. I'm not just having all the candles in one area or all the skulls in an area, so I kind of like to spread it out. Now you see that fern garland that I had mentioned. I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of weave it around the candles, around the skulls, around all the other objects here to kind of thicken it up and add a little bit more texture. I think one of the tricky parts when I started layering the garland was that I had to figure out how to kind of separate it and spread it out so that it wasn't hiding away some of the smaller objects there. So you're just gonna see me kind of trying to intertwine the two garlands and also make sure that all the objects on the kind of Apothecary TV stand area can be seen. Now you see me start adding in all the Apothecary bottles. So a couple of these I mentioned at the beginning that I had picked these colorful ones up, the one I just placed down. I got those from Pop Shelf, and then I had also gotten, I think, one of them from Walmart and also from At Home. So I'm just gonna kind of mix a lot of different Apothecary bottles, different colors and different sizes throughout all of my garland. That was another one of my little Pop Shelf finds right there. You can see me keep trying to weave the two garlands together just so that it looks kind of like it's all one garland and it's combined. So I'm starting to pull that moss over the ferns and through the ferns just so they're all combined, and also so it's not hiding anything under there, because as you can see from here, I keep messing with that one garland because the ferns are up too high and you can't even see some of the jars. So just adding in another Apothecary jar. Now I'm going to add this stack of books. I think it says potions, poison, curses on it. I picked that up a very long time ago. I think that was a Halloween collection from Walmart years ago. But I felt like it really went with the theme, so wanted to add it here. So these two jars that you see me going in with, I picked those up from At Home. They were a mercury glass type of jar. They didn't have any kind of stopper or anything on the top of them. And I felt like they needed something. So you'll see me come back in here in just a minute. Because I was trying to figure out, like, how do I make these look like they belong, like they're a witch's jar for like a potion or something. At this point, I'm going in with that third garland. This is a mixed fern garland. And originally, I was thinking that I had enough of the garlands and enough of the supplies to actually decorate my dining room table. But at this point, I'm realizing I'm pretty much using up all the garland and most of the supplies that I had allocated to this area and potentially the table. And so I really just decided this is all gonna go on the TV stand because this was the main area I wanted to have that witch apothecary look. So if I had extra, it was gonna go to the table, but I ran out at this point, so. So right now I'm weaving in some lights. These were kind of a dark purple fairy light that I'm weaving through the moss and the other garland, just to add a little bit more light and just kind of an eerier look to it. This is the point where I came up with the idea, I need to add something to these bottles, and as you see here, I just wanted to show you, I got a little bit creative and I found a couple of my metal wine stoppers, and I thought these might fit in the bottles, and so I went ahead and added it to those 2 bottles. And right here, this is going to go ahead and be the final look at how the Apothecary TV stand area turned out. So I just want to give you one final look here, and then if you're seeing this video around October 20th, my next Halloween decorating video should be coming out in the next day or 2. So stay tuned for that, as well as my yard decor. But as always, thank you guys for watching today's video, and I hope that you'll subscribe.